back-to-back of just Kobe Popovich and Antoine Jamison just talking about the fundamental lack of fundamentals in the NBA and just how primitive, unskilled these players actually are.
In my day, everyone knew the game. That was just you. Or do you really think it's gone backwards in that way?
No, it has. I mean, you know, our development in USA basketball, you can just look at that on the surface and the difficulty and the challenges that we face in playing international competitions. So when I grew up and growing up overseas in Italy, I was very fortunate because I caught the teaching time in Europe. So, you know, the Red Holtzmans, the Tex Winners, and all these great coaches at the time went over to Europe to teach coaches, have coaching clinics of how to train players. So when I was growing up, I caught the fundamentals of that game, right? Pau Gasol, Manu Ginobili, you know, same thing. And so you look at the difficulty that we have had in international competition is because these players learn how to play the game and think the game at all levels. Pau Gasol, just as comfortable handling the ball as he is in the post. Marc Gasol, right? You look at San Antonio Spurs and the way that they move the ball. And so we have to do a better job developing our players.
We hear
there's more fundamental teaching done now than I had to do when we were a championship caliber team. That was more making decisions during games, calling a certain play, drawing a certain play, making a certain substitution, looking for mismatches. You know, the mechanics of the game of chess while the game is going on, because those guys knew what they were doing. And they were fundamentally sound. These guys are neophytes, and we're not at that stage, so this is more positioning on the court, spatial relationships, man and ball, all the stuff that they would do in college, but they didn't go there. And if they did, they went for a year. So it's a different kind of teaching. The game stuff, I don't get to do quite as often as before, because of that, because we're not in that position.
Jamal Moses is a good friend of mine. I had him in Cleveland, and I congratulated him when he got the job, and he was like, "Twan, I'm teaching them how to set a proper screen." And he's not talking about rookies, he's talking about guys that have been in the league for 2 or 3 years, and I'm just like, you know, we learned that in college, fundamentals and things of that nature. So
high school.
The game of basketball has changed. I mean, imagine us playing in today.